As you might know, Adobe recently released a mobile version of its Lightroom photo editing and cataloging application. In this video, I want to give you an in-depth review of the product. This video will be actually comprised of a series of videos. I didn't want to make it too long, so stay tuned for the upcoming episodes. In the first one, I'm just going to give you a short introduction to the main features of Lightroom Mobile and how to use it at its best. To get started with Lightroom Mobile, you will need Lightroom version 5.4, at least on your desktop. And you will also need to select one or more collections for syncing with the mobile version through the cloud. In this case, I'm using this collection. It's an existing one. You can create a new one. Once you have a collection, you can go to the left side panel, right-click on the collection name, and select Sync with Lightroom Mobile. This will start sending images to the cloud and syncing them with your iPad version. So now we'll switch into the iPad, start in Lightroom. New collection in a few seconds will start appearing below all the already existing ones. It's initially empty, and while images are being synced, it might take a few minutes depending on the size of the collection and the speed of your connection, but images will start appearing here. So now the collection is synced, and you can see it contains all the images that we had in our Lightroom collection. In this first version of the Lightroom mobile application, the focus is mostly on the functions of the develop module. So if you want to do some processing on an image, you have at your disposal a number of processing operators that you can apply, and those are mostly the ones that are present in the basic panel of the Lightroom Develop module. So at the bottom you have some icons. The first one will bring up an image strip, so you can scroll and switch to another image. The second one will bring up the controls of the basic panel. You have white balance, temperature, tint, auto-tone, exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, blacks, clarity, vibrance, and saturation. The third panel brings up Lightroom presets. These are the built-in presets. It's not possible to access user-defined presets in this version. And the final one is cropping, which lets you, of course, crop and rotate an image to your liking. Let's reset this. Now let's start by applying a preset, like we want to convert this image to black and white. So let's use like a black and white filter, for instance. I want to use the red filter. And then I go to the basic panel and I want to give this image some pop. So I tap on clarity and a slider appears. You can just tap with your finger on the slider. And I want to bring up clarity quite a bit. Let's say I also want to increase whites. So I'm going to tap on whites. And blacks too. Make the blacks really deep. So we created a very contrasty image at this point. We can also switch to Lightroom, where the image is, and it might take a few seconds for the image to sync back to Lightroom. And here it is. So you have some processing capabilities in the Lightroom mobile version, and you got automatic sync with your desktop catalog, which is cool. Before ending this first introduction to Lightroom Mobile, I just wanted to show you some general controls that you have available here every time you open up an image for editing. First of all, of course, with double tap, as is usual in iPad interfaces, you can zoom in and then you can scroll around. Double tap again to zoom back out, or use two fingers and pinch to zoom in. Then you have another gesture, which is a two-finger gesture. You tap with two fingers on the image to activate or deactivate various information overlays, and specifically the image information that is in the top left corner and the histogram that is in the top right corner. So now I will do a tap with two fingers. This will make the histogram disappear. I tap again. This will make the information disappear and the histogram appear. And I tap again and I have nothing, and so on. You can cycle through the various configurations. The information area in the upper left corner, if you tap it, it will cycle through various displays. In this case, you have the image date and time, aperture information, resolution. If you tap once, you have flagging status, copyright message, and if you flag again, you also get focal length, lens information, and camera model. At the bottom left, you have a flag. You can tap on it in order to cycle through the various flagging states like reject or unflag or pick. And in the bottom right, you have the undo key icon. So you can tap on it and it will, you got the undo and of course the redo too. So this was my introduction to Lightroom Mobile version 1.0. With this version, it's currently available for the iPad only. I'm pretty sure there is an iPhone version in the works, and an Android version shouldn't lag too far behind. I can say that for a 1.0 product, it's pretty good, even though it's a bit lightweight on features, but I expect the next releases to be much more feature complete. Stay tuned for the next episode in this series, where I will show you how to download photos from your memory card into the iPad and sync them with your desktop, and how to share them on the web.